E aí, Rock'n'Bolders, aqui é a Andy. Estamos mais uma vez começando um Rock'n'Bold Talks e dessa vez nós vamos conversar com a banda britânica Bad Nerves. Confere aí. So, I heard you guys are going on tour next month, right? With Tiger Club and Kingdom, which I imagine is very exciting. And I was wondering, how are you guys preparing for that?
Not really.
Not really.
I don't know. I have thought about it because touring in the winter in the brutal UK winters can be a real trial, can't it? But I don't know. Like we're kind of ready, aren't we? We just stay ready like the whole time. You know, we live for doing it. So
yeah, there's not really much other than just
and
trying
vitamins.
not to. Yeah, so that's what I was gonna say. The only preparation I would say really is just trying not to get ill before it starts.
Yeah, which is hard these days.
Yeah, it is hard. But vegetables, apparently. Yeah.
And how do you think you switched the sort of key? Because I mean, we were in a pandemic, and how do you think you switched that key of, you know, not performing and then like being ready for it again?
Well, I think you're always ready for it, sort of in your, I don't know, in your mind. You just might not be very well rehearsed. But we're kind of always ready, regardless, to go on stage and go for it. That's kind of just.
I think like the first show back was like we were a little bit apprehensive just because, you know, you're like 2 years older and it's fast music, you know. But after we just started playing, it felt more than natural to be back, didn't it? Really, I just kind of just wanted to put the past 2 years behind us and just crack on, because there's nothing worse than dwelling on it, you know. Like we've been, the whole country or the whole world's been dwelling on the pandemic enough without going back to your first show and then dwelling on it some more.
No, we were kind of ready to play as soon as the gigs came calling. Really, we just do one rehearsal and then go.
Pretty much was actually 2 years, one rehearsal.
That's pretty much it. That's pretty much what we did. We don't like to rehearse too much. We like to you know, live on the edge, if you will.
I get it. And you've recently played Reading and Leeds, and obviously you're going on tour. So I was wondering, which would you say perhaps is the main difference of playing festivals and playing more intimate gigs, and which one do you guys prefer?
There's advantages and disadvantages to both, really. I mean, the bigger festivals, obviously it's nice to be on a bigger stage so we can kind of run around a little bit and not bump into each other constantly. But the small one, I mean, I like the intimacy of the small ones, you know, when you're sort of right there in people's faces. I prefer that vibe in that sense to the big shows, but you can't beat a big stage though. That is the thing.
And catering at festivals is pretty good. You know, it's better than a sandwich from a petrol station and a can of Coke.
You're lucky if you even get a sandwich from a petrol station in the UK anyway.
One band I was in, we once got one sandwich between all of us. It was just a baguette.
Right? Who got the crust? Someone's going to get the crust.
Who got the ender?
Well, I imagine it's kind of more entertaining to perhaps, right, the festivals, because I mean you see lots of things happening, lots of different groups there. Like there are people that are clearly paying attention to, but
you know what though, you don't get to see any of them. You pretty much like play and then you have to go to Leeds, which is the next day. So that because we're on quite early, we have to just pretty much bolt straight away. So but it's definitely a different vibe. Like especially now after gone.
No, guys, I was going to say, you'd be surprised how few bands you do get to see when you're actually playing on these things. As John said, you're kind of on stage and then you're whizzed off, and then certainly with Reading and Leeds, obviously, as he said, you've got to drive. What was it, 4 hours to Leeds straight after? So it's not actually much time to do anything really. It's still fun though. But
if you're a headline, if you're like headlining, you can probably just cruise around and just do what you want. You know?
Imagine, headlining Reading, bloody hell.
Be a different thing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would certainly be a bigger stage.
Someday that will happen.
When rock and roll
next year,
maybe next year.
Next year,
maybe next year. That's what we've been saying the whole time.
Yeah, maybe next year.
That's what the new album's called.
Yeah, maybe next year.
And which would you say was the most memorable concert for you ever? Like the one you enjoyed the most?
You know what, actually for me, probably recently was that Vice Fest in the Netherlands. Was strangely that or Lowlands. It's always in the Netherlands, all my favourite shows. Yeah, probably either. Go on, John.
I was going to totally agree with you. You know, we've had some like wicked shows, but that last run in Holland we did, it just all just felt amazing, didn't it? Especially like that show, it just felt like you kind of just go into this zone where you don't have to think about it, and you're just playing, and everything is just going great. Like you live for that moment.
Yeah, exactly. Those 4 shows that we just did kind of, I think, summed up, reminded us why we were sort of doing it in a way. But yeah, or that. But other than that, in the past, I was going to say Lowlands Festival in Netherlands again. That was a pretty cool show. It was a while ago now, though. When was that? 2019, I guess. Yonks ago. But yeah, anything in the Netherlands is our favorite.
Yeah.
And when you started the band, did you think that your song someday would take you internationally? I mean, you clearly just mentioned the concerts in Netherlands. You were talking with me from Brazil, so.
Oh, you're from Brazil?
Is that where you're?
Yeah.
Wow.
I do always catch people out with the capital of Brazil. Everyone thinks it's Rio, but it's obviously Brasilia, isn't it? Or Brasilia, whatever.
Yeah, Brazilians.
Yeah, Brasilia.
Ah, look at that.
Yeah, thank you very much.
God, imagine playing Brazil, man.
Like, I was about to make this invitation, actually. You know.
Oh yeah,
definitely consider going there.
We have to get. My friend just bought a flight to Brazil, and it's cost her. I think it cost her $1,000, so he might have to do a GoFundMe for that.
Go fund me to Brazil.
Go bad nerves to Brazil. Anyway, what was the question? I forgot what the question was now because I got distracted by geography.
No problem. I was asking if when you started the band, did you even? You know, it would take you guys internationally.
Well, I guess you don't really. You don't really think. Well, I mean, I can only speak from my experience. I don't really think about any of that stuff. It's just writing songs because it's fun, and then you know, and then you sort of start playing a few shows. You don't really, I don't know. I personally didn't really think about it, but you know, so no, I guess is the answer. I wasn't really expecting that because
I kind of hoped it would, because I think like half the thing for me is the traveling. Like it's that's one of the reasons why I like doing bands so much. It's traveling and meeting people in other countries. So it's like it wasn't at the forefront of our minds, but like I remember the first time we went abroad, we went to Paris, didn't we? We went to Paris and back in a day. We just drove over there, played the gig, and came back, and we were like, that was amazing.
That is one. Yeah, there is something pretty cool about, you know, obviously you can go on holidays and stuff with your mates, but then when you're in a band and you start playing gigs abroad, you know, it's like you're going on all these little mini holidays with, like, you know, a bunch of your good mates sort of pretty damn regularly. It's quite an experience being in a band.
And you still find the time to explore some of the cities a little bit?
Yeah, sometimes we do. I mean, other times, you know, we do have times when we're sort of in and out, and you know, you don't get to see.
Yeah, we definitely try and make a point to like see as much as we can, but a lot of the time, again, we're driving from place to place. But we've had a few good walk around some lovely cities.
Yeah, Lyon. I seem to recall, because we've been to Lyon a few times, wandering around Lyon. That's a lovely place. And obviously,
to be honest, that's the only one I can think of.
Well, no,
good times in Lyon.
Amsterdam. We played Amsterdam quite a few times, and obviously, mind you, I've been to Amsterdam quite a few times, you know, outside of
Amsterdam's starting to feel like a little bit of a second home. We've got a few second homes, and I think Amsterdam is starting to feel that.
God knows this. Are we allowed to swear?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I thought you just edited yourself in real time.
I did. I was going to say, God knows this fucking country doesn't feel like home anymore, but that's another story.
I see. And you released the debut album, right? Bad Nerves, last year around this time. So it's almost a year old. And looking back on it, what do you think changed the most for you guys during this period of time?
What, since the album came out?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think you definitely notice more people, you know, knowing the songs, especially when you're playing live. You know, there's, you know, when we would play before, people would know, you know, sort of a handful of the singles that we put out. But now, a lot of the shows we're playing now, you can tell that people literally know the words better than I do sometimes, and it's which is
actually
handy.
do.
Yeah, which is handy because I always have to write lyric cues on my hand in case I forget. But now I kind of just look in the crowd and watch people mouthing the words to remind me.
You got to be careful though, because there'll be some people down the front just mouthing anything. It'll catch you out. I used to see them at gigs. I don't know the words either. It's like they're giving it something.
Yeah, because the thing is, I used to before the album came out, I used to kind of a lot of the lyrics were only half written anyway, and I used to just make them up on the night, or sometimes just sort of make noises rather than actually saying words, and I could get away with that fine before. But now that people know the words, it's a bit it's a bit different. That's why I have to
holding you accountable.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't know the words to his own song.
This guy's a fraud.
He's a fraud. Well, as Lars Ulrich said, however I play it on stage is how it's meant to go. Although I don't know if he's the guy to be
I don't want to go off on a tangent here, but I didn't realise how bad he was at drums.
Yeah.
I didn't realise.
But they're his songs, isn't they? He play him how he wants. I love him. He's a legend.
Maybe you could ask some of your fans next time to bring some posters with the lyrics written on. Yeah, and then they just pretend that it's just because we like the song, but it's actually just to help you out.
Yeah, I should.
All our t-shirts. We'll get all our t-shirts with the lyrics on. So if everyone stands in the front, problem solved.
Well, actually, what's funny is actually just before we played Reading, we had our one rehearsal as we do, and we were playing
traditional one.
It's a traditional.
The mandatory.
Every year we get together.
Yeah. And we were playing a song called Wasted Days, which was one of the oldest songs we've got. And for some reason, I just had a bit of a brain fog moment and just couldn't remember the words. And I was making everyone play it over and over again, and I just couldn't remember them. So when we went to Reading, I wrote down virtually all of the lyrics on a piece of paper and put it over at the back of the drum riser, just in case.
We were just sweating. It's like, oh, God,
please don't. And what's really funny is if you're
songs as old as time itself, you can't forget these.
I know Dan Carter played the live version of that from Reading on Radio 1. And it's just really funny for me to listen back to, because I was the whole time thinking, what are the words? But you can't tell.
Like 10 words in the song.
Yeah, no, you can't tell. You can't really tell.
So now I wanted to suggest something else. What would you say that would change perhaps this time next year? Like if you had to guess, what do you think Bad Nerves will be doing by 1 year from now?
Probably split up.
Yeah.
Because of your problem, remember the lyrics.
That and all the other problems. No, I don't know. I mean, I think our plan really is that we just, jokes aside, we just want. I don't know if we'll ever stop. I mean, we might stop playing one day because I don't want to be a granddad playing live. There's something kind of I don't know if I'm really into that, but I think we'll always. I think we'll always write music and stuff. And I think the plan is just to keep doing what we're doing, hopefully put another record out, and then just more people hear and find the music and hopefully enjoy it, and but if not, fuck you.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I mean, you don't want to you don't want to start imagining yourselves like playing Wembley or something, it's like a little bit, you got to stay pretty grounded with your aspirations. But
and we've never even really I can't think of any times we've had serious conversations.
I don't know if any bands really sit around all together being like, where would we really want to play?
Exactly, because just like do it, just being able to do it at all, even if you're doing it in some shithole venue to some old bloke and his dog. I think
that's it. I think I just want to be doing. If I'm still doing it, I just want to be enjoying it. That's it. I just want to be still enjoying it. If I'm still enjoying it, that's the reward.
Yeah, because
whatever will be.
Yeah, one thing we all found, like with the pandemic, is that when you sort of take away doing the band, you kind of realize how much that is your sort of gives you sort of purpose, like, and you take that away and then it's like, okay, what am I doing? I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. It's just, you just suddenly feel like the most ordinary person ever, and it's just like, it kind of defines who you are a bit when you're in a band, because it takes up
it's your outlet, isn't it, as well?
Yeah,
so you can't really
Yeah, exactly. So when it's gone, you feel a little bit lost in space kind of thing.
I think when it's gone, that's the point when you just go and buy a dog. I think that's the time. We all just go and there, five people with dogs.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Just blokes
Fast
in.
dogs.
Oh, that's what he said. That's what I said before. It's like if you take away the band, we're just 5 blokes in t-shirts.
Yeah, or five guys in a van. Five guys in Amsterdam. That's all we are.
Taking their dogs for a walk.
Taking their dogs for a walk.
Actually, that sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
I might quit tomorrow and go and do that. That sounds pretty good.
And what would the names of the dogs be? The name of one of your songs? The lyrics?
Ziggy.
Okay.
Ziggy.
Yeah.
Ziggy and
John
Malcolm. John Lennon, yeah.
My dog would be called John Lennon.
You can never just call him John, though. You have to call him by his full name.
John Lennon. Mr. Lennon.
John Lennon, time for a walk. You little prick.
You got 4 of them. You know what you're doing.
John Lennon.
Ringo Starr's a pretty good name for a dog.
Ringo Starr is a good name for a human and a dog.
And a dog.
A human dog.
I don't know if the original Ringo would agree with that, but
Good old Ringo.
No, who cares?
Yeah, fuck him. Nah, we love Ringo. He's a legend.
We do. We actually really do.
It's quite funny if you sort of listen to the Beatles tracks and imagine sort of what you'd normally hear today, like a more sort of straight kind of drum beat, and then you listen to the beats that he did on all their tracks, and they just kind of he gets
pretty out there, isn't it?
Yeah, he does. He's so creative, and people always joke and say he's shit, but he's actually one of the best drummers that probably has ever lived. At least with regards to songs and like
ideas.
Technically, he's not the best drummer ever lived, but song-wise, I would say he's probably right up there.
And how do you go about the creative process? Like, are you guys already thinking about your upcoming album, or you are still sort of reeling from the other one? Perhaps thinking of including some dogs on it.
Well, you joke.
There's a dog-themed album.
Yeah, there is. all the song titles are different breeds of dog. No, I mean it's not something. I don't think it's something you sort of. I mean, it's on my mind 24/7, to be honest. Well, especially when I'm doing other more mundane things that life demands, and which stop me from doing things. But it's like you just sort of write songs and stuff whenever you either get an idea or you get time to be in the studio environment and stuff. So I guess it's always on our minds, but it's
it's definitely on the mind because we literally just finished recording the song.
Well, exactly. Yeah,
you forgot about it already.
It's on our minds. That's probably where you are at the moment.
Yeah, it's funny. I was just before you joined, John. I was in the studio redoing a couple of the bits in that track, the new track, just sort of giving them a bit more oomph. And I did a couple of takes of me really shouting it, and it's really I barely speak. Before we started the call, I was just coughing, trying to get my voice to come back. So yeah,
we never stop. We're always at it. We're always thinking. That's your answer.
Exactly.
And
any spoilers that you can give about the shouting song?
It's fast.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a spoiler.
Spoiler alert! It's fast.
Spoiler.
It's I don't know. It's just it's a bit of a weird one. This has got a bit of a I don't know, bit of a sort of strange structure, if you like. But well, I don't think it's strange, but
you'll hear it pretty soon. It's going to be out pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly when. We should probably know that, but soon.
I was thinking also about Bad Nerves, the debut album, and how all the lyrics and the tracks, they sort of link themselves. So it's like we don't have this time to stop. And, and I thought that was very cool of you guys to do. And I was wondering if that was a sort of conscious decision or if it just happened.
No, yeah, I mean, it was definitely a conscious decision because
100%.
Yeah, because it's like, we always say this, but it's like the Ramones, when you watch the Ramones play live, well, when you did, or when you listen to when they used to play live, because obviously you can't now, but they just, it's the pace and just the non-stop kind of vibe, which I think so many bands are missing these days, is something that we wanted to make sure came across. You know,
Yeah.
this is sort of no bullshit. You know, just
Nothing kills a vibe like stopping a song and hearing the singer start bleating on about something for God
Yeah.
knows how long. You're just like, oh,
Yeah.
really? Like,
yeah. Oh,
I
live,
didn't pay to hear this. This
Yeah.
wasn't on the album.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I feel like, you know, it's like with the record and when we've live, you know, like when we play live, we don't, you know, if there's more than about 10 seconds between playing songs, I'm always giving Sam
It was like ages.
I give Sam a funny look. In fact, I think the last gig he took longer than 5 seconds to kick in the next song. I turned around and I was like, "Fucking hurry up!" You know, I don't want any gaps to talk about any bullshit because
it's weird. It honestly feels like a lifetime, doesn't it? Like a couple of seconds on stage where there's nothing. You're like, right.
It's just boring. Like the amount of times I've watched, like, you know, footage of bands playing and stuff, you know, just on YouTube, and it's like, you know, so much time spent just chatting shit between songs. I just think, shut the fuck up, you're playing the song. Like, nobody cares. You know what I mean? Nobody's here to listen to you talk. You're not a fucking public speaker. Just fucking play your music. But, yeah.
Well, I'll ring a bell while you do it. Like.
Yeah. Attention, please. We have merchandise for sale. Merchandise for sale.
We should do that. Merchandise for sale.
Merchandise for sale. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong.
You can actually put a Santa Claus, someone dressed as a Santa Claus doing that. To get in the Christmas
ideas are
mood.
flowing tonight.
Our
live show is going to be off the chain.
I am strictly against fancy dress. Unfortunately, it's one of my few phobias. That'll have to be someone else do that.
I
Unless
get
it's
it.
Halloween, then it's allowed.
Well, yeah, even on Halloween, I don't know.
Watch what you're saying.
I like Halloween. I just can't be asked to dress up.
Yeah,
Bar humbug.
Big Scrooge vibes here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is a Scrooge actually. Yeah.
Scrooge is actually more of a Christmas hater, Scrooge, isn't he? I think rather than anything.
He's just a hater.
Yeah, I mean Christmas.
He might have been like the original hater.
Yeah.
Scrooge, the OG hater.
Yeah, he taught us how to do it. Yeah, fuck Christmas. Fuck you, Christmas. We don't need you. Piss off.
Who do you look up to? Scrooge? Ebenezer Scrooge?
Who do you look up to? Ebenezer Scrooge.
Who's your hero? One man.
One singular man. Who's that?
One man.
I don't even heard the name Scrooge. Ebenezer.
And then probably someone was going to ask, "Oh, so Scrooge after he changes, right?" And you go, "No,
no,
that's not in the beginning."
That's the worst.
Yeah, not wimpy Scrooge. We want hard nosed. I mean, the
shouting at people to go,
yeah, the Scrooge that boots kids in the face on the street. We want that Scrooge. That's
the OG.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Fucking burning down Santa's lair.
This has really gone off on a tangent, isn't it?
This happens every time. We always go off on a Christmas hating tangent. It seems.
Yeah,
I understand. Yeah, no problems. Yeah, I completely get that.
Apologies.
No worries at all. I think probably Christmas is a difficult time for you because there are
because we hate it
everywhere.
Because we fucking hate it. That's all right.
Christmas songs
it's
everywhere.
It's a difficult time. Fucking hate it so much. It's such a difficult time because we fucking hate
Ain't that
it.
right, Ebenezer?
Yeah. Scrooge, get in here. She's talking about Christmas again. And tell her we fucking hate it.
Oh God. This is doing me.
This is.
I don't know if you're meant to laugh this much in interviews.
No,
be serious. Like,
too much.
Right, okay. The music.
Okay, the music.
Yeah, we're actually really serious about doing this.
You were talking about Scrooge, and it could be about music. I mean, who knows if you will, make an album dedicated to him or something. So,
Yeah, we will.
Watch this space. That's all we're saying.
Watch this space.
Yeah. Not saying anything definite, but we will definitely do it.
Yeah. It's gonna be called Christmas is Dead.
A Muppets Christmas Carol is what it's going to be called.
A Muppets Christmas Carol. Oh, for fuck's sake.
But
That's the
speaking
big
a little
album.
bit about a song of yours that already exists, which is
Okay.
Can Be Mine.
Mm,
I feel that this is one of your most well-known songs.
mm.
And while I was listening to it, I was wondering if you guys have any idea as to why perhaps this was one of the songs that people connected the most to.
I mean, I think I don't know. I think some of the lyrics. I mean, I've had people say to me, you know, that they can relate to the lyrics in the song, which is cool. I mean, I don't like to explain exactly necessarily what they are to me, you know, because I like people to be able to interpret them how they want, you know. But I think, yeah, I guess it's just it's probably to do with the lyrics, and also the fact it's just such a cheesy, ridiculous hook over that chorus, which you just wouldn't get away with unless you didn't have all the distorted guitars and fast fucking drums.
Yeah.
But in fact, I'm not sure you do even get away with it, but I'd like to think you do. But,
People do seem to latch on to certain songs like that one and Dreaming, don't they? Like lyric wise.
yeah, for sure. I think I don't know. I think sometimes when you write about things that you're feeling or whatever, you know, that's, you know, half the time most people have gone through similar things or whatever, you know. So it's nice when tracks are relatable, I guess. Yeah, so that's probably why.
Yeah.
But really, fuck knows. Who knows? Could be anything.
Yeah. And last but not least, I was wondering if you guys wanted to leave a message for anyone that might be getting to know your work while watching this. And perhaps recommend them, you know, one of your favorite songs from Bad Nerves, or talk Trash Christmas a bit more. Just
I think we've done that enough. There's probably a lot. We probably put off a lot of people by trash talking Christmas here. We take it back. We love Christmas. Christmas is the best day of the year.
We live for it.
We live for it. That's why we started the band. We thought we love Christmas. Wait, what was the specific question again? If you
want to leave a message, for people that are getting to know your songs, and if you want to recommend a song in a specific,
right,
anything that you want to say.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would just say, you know, if anybody is hearing the band for the first time, if you like it, you know, sort of, please, you know, show other people and encourage your friends to start bands and like create a scene where you live, and like let's fucking bring back fucking rock and roll, because it's on life support a little bit at the moment, I think.
What about you, John?
I don't know. I guess just there isn't really like a particular song, but I'd just say, like, if you're in a bit of a bad mood, stick the album on, and it's so fast and in your face, it's pretty hard to be in a bad mood afterwards.
True.
You know, I mean, it's possible, but you know, it's a pretty good pick me up if you're feeling a bit bummed out, you know.
Yeah,
like,
and as you said, it really has this live album vibe. It almost feels like what in a concert.
Yeah,
so,
that's honestly what we kind of strive to put down on the record, is exactly what you're going to get live. You know, like that. Yeah,
for sure. I think
that's
that's the thing when that's why we don't like to rehearse too much, because it's kind of like to leave you like it to sound like a live band when you're sort of playing live. You know, sometimes bands are so good that it sounds so much like the record that it's almost boring. But I forgot, have we answered the question? I don't even
just thank you guys for joining me here. I'm afraid I have to go now.
Thank you for putting up with us. I'm sure it's probably quite a headache to be
Sorry, we
it's very lovely to talk to you today, and I love
this is what happens if you keep us in for 2 years. This is what happens.
Just constant stream of nonsense.
No.
But,
it was awesome.
Thanks so much for taking the time to chat to us.